Hello, my name is Randy Saldana, and today I'll present my final project titled Zoning Reform, A New Way Forward. My report examines how Minneapolis's 2040 plan eliminates single-family zoning to improve housing affordability and promote racial equity. It should be noted that the plan does more than zoning reform. However, this is the area of the policy that I'm focusing on. My thesis is that the Minneapolis 2040 plan improves housing affordability more effectively than traditional subsidy programs, mainly by increasing allowable density and expanding development capacity. These reforms were intended to dismantle structural barriers created by decades of exclusionary zoning and to open access to high opportunity neighborhoods. A high opportunity neighborhood is a community that provides access to resources that help people improve their economic situation, such as better school districts, job opportunities, safety, good public transit, and they often come with low levels of poverty and crime. Minneapolis, like many other cities throughout the country, historically relied on exclusionary zoning. This includes minimum lot size, single-family only rules, or height limits, which effectively control housing types that can result in blocking affordable and multifamily homes, thereby excluding lower income people or minorities from certain areas. Also, those racially restrictive covenants, which were at the time legally binding clauses in property deeds that prohibited selling or renting to certain ethnic or minorities. Combined together, exclusionary zoning and restrictive covenants created significant barriers where many families, especially blacks, indigenous, and other ethnic groups, could or could not live. By the 2010s, about 70% of residential land in Minneapolis was zoned for single-family homes, which contributed to a major housing shortage. Economically, Minneapolis faced a classic market failure. The private sector failed to produce enough homes. This created deadweight loss, meaning the city built far fewer units than would have been socially optimal. Exclusionary zoning also produced negative externalities like segregation and unequal access to school. These harms caused by racism and not the market itself. Zoning reform is therefore an example of government intervention to correct inefficiencies. Increasing allowable density improves supply elasticity and allows the market to respond to better demands. This chart shows the number of new habitable units permitted in Minneapolis from 2017 to 2025. Before zoning reform, production was very low. In 2018, the 2040 plan was approved, and an immediate upward trend of housing units can be seen. This peaked around 2020 to 2022. Even though the production slowed later due to national economic conditions, COVID-19, Minneapolis still built far more units than before the plan's adoption. This demonstrated that zoning reform expanded the development capacity and allowed the housing supply to respond more effectively. My recommendation includes continuing to push development in high opportunity neighborhoods, streamlining permitting to help turn zoning capacity into real housing, and parking reductions with flexible standards to help small developers build more homes. Subsidies remain essential for households below 30% of the area median income, and the city should expand tenant protections to prevent displacement. Finally, Minneapolis must continue evaluating its results, which is critical to any policy implementation. Overall, the Minneapolis 2040 plan offers a sustainable and equitable path forward to improve housing affordability. Thank you.